Kingz of Dysfunction, episode 4. Sorry, we had a little pre-production meeting. So
DCA for life.
So we're back with another episode. James, Bryce, Big Hersh. Big Hersh, you want to do your introduction? Because you're the only one who needs to do it.
Of course. I am Nia Jack's favorite piece of candy. I am the chocolate one, the promo god, a.k.a. he spit hot fire, Mr. I'll disrespect your mama, that dog, and your daddy, all wrapped into one. I am the chocolate one, Big Hersh.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I just realized what you said about the dog. Oh,
I forgot about the dog.
I didn't know where that was going.
Big
all right, so
kid.
Hey, man, it's another one of those you had to see it to believe it moments, bro.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it when it happened.
You just had to be there, bro.
Listen, let me tell you something. That promo was such fire.
That promo was fire.
That promo. Listen, I laughed about that promo. Like when I thought of it and I had the idea for it, I laughed about it. I think for 4 hours straight. Just completely laughed about it because I knew it was going to be funny. So I got it completely out of my system. And then when it finally happened, I had the straightest face, and everybody else is just gone, just done for.
You just had to be there. What a moment in time.
And I wasn't there, so
COVID 2020.
For all I know, it was trash. Anyway,
don't take my word.
Is there footage? Does anybody have footage of this?
We do. Of course we got footage of it.
I'm about to say it's out there. Yeah, it's out there.
Okay.
It goes to the Mania Club, you know what I'm saying? Go look it up. You just put in, my government. We ain't gonna say that up here, but you put in my government, you know what I'm saying? Big Hersh. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it on the page, on the YouTube page.
It's out there.
Be advised, I apologize for everything I did in that promo. It was for the greater good. We raised a lot of money for charity. Just know I think we raised like $5,000 for charity up until that point, just off promo battles.
Well, thank you for your service. All right, so it's been a busy week in the world of professional wrestling. You got the chairman, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, paying $3 million in hush money.
Allegedly.
No, he did it, bro.
Allegedly.
Right, so I'll read just kind of a synopsis. McMahon is being accused of having an affair with a former WWE paralegal and paying her $3 million as part of a separation agreement from January that also barred her from discussing. So I'll just throw it out there. Whoever wants to take it, but Vince stepped down as CEO while the allegations are being investigated. I think the big deal is that he used company money to make these payments, and he was also sliding some to John Laurinaitis as well. So John Laurinaitis, his job status is still up in the air. But yeah, so big story, Vince. I'll put it out there. Anybody shoot.
Well,
Vince, I feel like I don't think dude used company money, but I feel like it's going to be more and more that this woman told someone she wasn't supposed to tell and going to screw herself up. And I think that's all I really got to say about that.
All right.
I honestly don't care. That's just keeping it real. If you really think about it, why is a billionaire going to use $3 million of company money when he has his own money? That makes no sense. Why would he put his company in jeopardy? Like, that's just my opinion. I don't think he's that naive, that dumb. He's a billionaire. In the words of a wise man who likes to go on cruises, I don't feel sorry for billionaires. I just don't. So it's like he's not dumb. I mean, you have to be a real imbecile to do all that.
Right.
And then Shorty just messed up her own bag because now if you break the agreement, they gonna come get the money. And then you talk about an affair. Vince and Linda ain't been together since MJF was in diapers. Like, come on now, like, bro ain't touched Shorty in a minute. She looking like Hillary out here. Look out, like for real. Y'all supposed to be nice, yo. Vince ain't. Y'all tripping. And big ups to Vince because I know he was I know he had jungle fever. You know what I'm saying?
That's as far as we're gonna take that.
Listen, man, from everything I've seen, he paid the agreement, the money, the $3 million was out of pocket. So I don't think none of that was company money. Because I think the agreement was supposed to be $3 million paid over 5 years with $1 million up front. So based on when this happened, like she still should be getting paid from this.
Right.
But I feel like
that stopped now.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like all this came out now because either she started living a lifestyle where she needs the money. So like you start living above your means when you got that kind of money coming in. And she either needs more money now or, she probably tried to, threaten him and say, hey, I'm going to go public with this if you don't give me more. Because, I mean, when that kind of stuff get out, you see already the backlash that's came from it in basically the week since it's been out.
But that's the thing, though. Like, you saying it was backlash. Like, he was on SmackDown. Don't nobody care.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
But even that though, even him being on TV, people saying like, oh, it's bad PR. Like it looked bad that he's like, like he don't care. It don't bother him. And I think this is a real deep issue with Vince. Is like, with this happening now, you come out on TV to appease your stockholders, to show them like, hey, I'm not worried about it. Everything looked good. I'm fine. As well as like character-wise, could Vince really be saying goodbye? Like, let me get on these last few TVs. If I do go away, you know what I mean? I want to go tell the people. Let these people see me one last time. Because his days really could be numbered. Like, this is getting uglier by the day. Like, there's more and more places investigating. But I really think the real issue here, though, is not the $3 million. I think it's the doubling of her salary because that is company money. So you don't go from making $100K to making $200K. That's not Vince's money. That's company money. So I think that's where, like, the real issue is going to come in. But
okay, so hold on. Let's say Shorty stretched him out proper and she got a raise. So now you telling me she can't get a raise?
No, bro. Like you can't.
Listen,
you can't use company money. But he gave her a raise based off of what merit, and like Bryce said, she went double. If he would have went from like 100 to 110, like it's like all right, she got a little modest raise because of annual bonuses. Like the company did good last quarter, he can justify it. But she doubled, bro. And what?
Oh, like, what does she got? What's it called? What does she just applied to be a head paralegal or something like that?
Like there's plausible deniability. It's like, well, she did an excellent job this year, so I'm gonna double it. I think the issue for me is who leaked this? Like, was somebody from the board of directors trying to get him out of here, so they leaked it to Wall Street Journal?
Hey man, Nick Khan is
I know who did it.
Doing work.
I know who did it.
Hersh.
I know who did it. It was Shane.
I was thinking more along the lines of the joke is Nick Khan.
Shane could be a dark horse.
Big up
He could be mad. He could be that son.
That's my dog. Nick Khan.
I think Nick.
Yeah, I think this is Nick Khan.
I do think it's some underlying.
Of
Nick Khan is mad.
He's been there.
Nick Khan like 6'6". He like 6'6", 380. No lie. Dude, he was walking around access like this.
Who?
Nick Khan. He had.
He came that one night, right?
He had muscles. He had muscles and a white beater on. He was killing it. I was like, oh, Nick Khan.
Okay. Well, right. He had a white beater on. You telling me?
He on a $2,000 shirt. He had on a $400 white beater.
All right.
Yo, hold on. I saw Corey Graves. He had on the same boots from 2010. On God.
Well, you have a hatred for Corey Graves, so we can't really believe anything you say about Corey Graves.
James, though, I'm not lying.
Hey, I plead the fifth, dog.
So this kind of transitions to: do y'all think he should have been on TV this week?
I didn't mind.
It didn't look good. Like it didn't look good to me. And he just doubled down on it on Raw.
Yeah, Raw was weird.
But he was on.
I didn't
Raw.
mind SmackDown.
I thought Raw was too much. I thought, okay, you came out for SmackDown. It kind of like led up to what happened later on that night, which kind of made sense. But I didn't think there was a need for him to come out on Raw.
I think, though, he's now sitting backstage at this point just like, all right, yep, find time for me because I'm going out there tonight. Like, I don't – because even on Raw last night, he went out, if I'm not mistaken. He just announced John Cena was coming next week, which they've already done for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I have no problem with him being on TV. I thought on SmackDown when you announced that he's going to be on TV that it would have been more actual Vince McMahon, not Mr. McMahon the character. I thought he would have been, maybe apologetic or sympathetic or, something to do with to address the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really understand what the appearance on SmackDown, like what the purpose of that.
Not his
Raw, I kind of understand Raw. So I thought the Raw appearance was like, I get it, you want to hype John Cena's return, but I thought that was more to build the program with Cena in theory more than it was for like Vince's ego or anything that's happening.
Yeah, I kind of saw a leak that before SmackDown that he was going to be in character. But I still don't think that's a good look because it makes you seem like I know he's built a whole like career off of just like saying F everybody. I'm just going to do it my way. I beat a steroid case and drug case, but he's done it that way his whole career. But I think at this point it's like, given the allegations, you probably should just sit this out.
This out.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
go somebody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have a question. So
I was go ahead.
Go ahead, James. I talked already. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it reminds me like with him doing this when he was in character. It was like, I'm Vince McMahon. I beat the U.S. government. I did this. I did that. I still think he feels invincible. So it's rolling out. Who knows now? He may show up Friday on SmackDown until Stephanie yanks him off TV, and he's just gonna come out every weekend. I mean, it is getting more cringeworthy. Friday wasn't bad, but last night was like, But go ahead, Hersh.
I think last night he jumped off the ring steps.
Yes. Yes.
Like, it's just being defiant, like to me, and I don't think that's necessary right now.
Well, the way I see it, since we all got melatonin in our skin, if we could let this man go out there for a week with a do-rag on his head.
Turn him back into do-rag.
There's nothing this man won't do. Like he just got there. He feels he's untouchable, like James said. Yeah, I do. Bro, he had every color do-rag.
He did.
Hey.
I just want to apologize, too, for the fans watching. I'm sorry my skin was real sleepy. But yeah, like what he's doing right now. You know what, though? The behavior he is exhibiting, it reminds us of, not of the current president, but the one before.
Oh,
where you take no responsibility whatsoever. None whatsoever.
And it's also like, well, nobody cares, so he's Vince McMahon, and we're gonna cheer him. It was so awkward to just me watching. Like nobody cared. Like nobody in the crowd cared.
No, they don't care.
Nope.
And I'm not even saying he did something wrong because people have affairs. It happens. Like
it happens.
I don't even know
he's
if
put it on
it's really
TV
even
before.
fair.
That's not to say. Is it really an affair if him and his wife have an agreement?
Yeah, I feel
right.
like this like the Jeff Bezos thing that came out. You know
correct.
What I mean? And then eventually you just say, "Oh, you get divorced." But I mean, like not being funny, but just looking at where Vince and Linda, like career-wise, like when she wanted to get into politics, it's like, well, okay, she's away, she's not around, but it's like optically, what's going to look the best? Obviously, is that you stay married. Like we don't have to be seen together, we don't have to do anything together, but just let people put this out there. We're still together, but it's like, yeah, they probably haven't been together in a very, very long time.
Since MJF was in diapers.
I don't want to bore y'all with politics, but I think it all started when Linda ran the first time, and the guy she ran against just basically ran on the premise of the company, and just was like, "Hey, you want this woman like being in office and look at the company she's with." So yeah, like Bryce said, they said stay together, but at that point she started separating herself from everything else. Let's just pretend to be married. So yeah, I don't think it's an affair, but I'm not gonna go to the extent of one of the most biased apps that I'm on lately and call everything WWE did Friday night cringeworthy. But I will say he's like showboating, and it's not for him. It's not a good look.
It doesn't feel right. I'm not even saying he did anything wrong. It just doesn't feel right, given like just major allegations just levied against him.
And that's why I said it feels like real 45-ish, just from like what we have going on politically now. I don't feel like I really see the president that often or hear from the president that often.
I'm perfectly okay with that.
But it's like definitely under the previous administration, literally every day. What is he going to do next? What is he going to say next? Is he going to shoot paper towels? What's going to
shoot paper towels?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to do it. I almost went back.
I didn't eat today, Joe. I'm hungry, Joe.
I really wish I had a pair Billy on muting his mic. But yeah, I mean, him being on TV has popped a number. So I guarantee you he saw the numbers on Friday night and was like, okay, well, we could pop another number, which is cool, but I hope this is the last time we see him on TV until this is done. Because again, it was just him jumping off the ring steps last night was just all right, man. That's enough.
I hate to be that guy, but I got a bad feeling we're gonna see him at Money in the Bank. I got a real bad feeling.
Nah, I think we'll see Triple H before we see him.
I think he's gonna open the show I think he's gonna open the show Money in the Bank.
I said I think we'll see Triple H before we see Vince again.
We'll see. Vince probably looking at numbers like, oh, we did a good number. I'll see you Friday night.
I'll see you tonight.
That's right. What was the rating from Vince's quarter hour in the 18 to 49 demographic?
Demo God.
What do you say, Stat Boy?
CCN all over again.
His quarter hour.
Just that quarter hour alone, it propelled us to the Friday Night War victory.
There is no Friday Night War. Anyway,
there really isn't.
Are we done with Vince?
That later, but there really isn't.
Are we done with Vince? Please.
Yeah. So we can transition to. So we recorded the podcast on last Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
So I wake up on Thursday morning to a report that Sasha Banks has been released, and nobody can really corroborate this. It's been 5 days, and nobody seemingly knows anything. Apparently, her lawyers are working on it. Apparently, she's still listed internally on their roster sheet, so nobody really knows whether she's released or not. I just know it would be a mistake to release her. So I'm hoping she's not released. I hope it's just like the dirt sheet got it wrong. But yeah, just anybody jump in on the Sasha Banks release.
So rumor has it though, she's also out here getting eye surgery. So I don't know how true that is. So I'll put that.
No, it's true. I saw it was a tweet sometime last week, like before that broke. So yeah, that's real.
So I think they're just trying to work things out, whether it's a release, whether it's like, all right, like we can't keep doing this. I think they understand what they have in Sasha Banks. Again, the most biased app I'm on lately, they were quick to report it and then quick to quote all these people, and then they walk it back. And then there's another website that they're changing it up every day. I think this is one of those things we need to let it play out. I think, though, if Sasha's going to be done with WWE, I think she's going to be done with wrestling for a while. I don't think you're going to see her indie scene. I don't think she's going to go to AEW for a minute. I think she's going to try to dip her feet in acting. But I think we need to let it play out. I don't think she's going anywhere, but I do think it's going to be like, all right, like, we can't keep doing this dance. Every few months, we give you your way. Then you get mad when something don't go your way. We give you time off, and then we come back to this dance again. You do the same dance over and over. Or Sanity, I'll say that, is doing the same thing, expecting different results.
In her defense, though, if you gotta book the talent accordingly.
I agree.
You can't. If she's doing this every so often, okay. Perfect example. When they lost at 35 to the
that was dumb.
Inspiration. As fans, everybody was upset because it didn't make sense as to why they lost and who they lost to. Because from that point, no disrespect to Inspiration, but they did it for a crowd pop of 35 and a crowd pop of the Raw after 435. But the months after, Inspiration weren't able to do anything with those titles. They did not elevate those titles to the next level. So that's where her frustration was. Because if anything, you should have booked the Inspiration, built them up, and then they would have took the titles from them. That's proper booking. So then, you got what happened where they put them in the six, was it a 6-pack?
Yeah, 6-pack.
So they got mad. They said it didn't make sense because they're a tag team. Like she said, you cannot put a credible tag team in a 6-pack challenge to fight each other. That makes no sense. That's something across the pond would do. So I agree with her because you have to book the talent accordingly. And I agree with you. If she's not in with Vince and all them, she's probably just going to act and she's probably just going to chill and do cosplay. That's all she's going to do. That's just how I see it. She could probably be Sailor Moon for 28 days out of the month.
But she'll come back. I think she'll come back to wrestling. I think she's just going to take time for herself and do what I think she's going to do to Johnny Gargano. Maybe. She's going to do the Johnny Gargano.
She's gonna do the Lacey Evans. Lacey out here just
I think Gargano. I love Gargano. I think he may have played his hand wrong, but that's another topic. Bryce, you want to go ahead and get it?
What do you play wrong?
Oh, I'll tell you. Bryce, go ahead.
Yeah. So just this whole situation. Don't blame her for the walkout. Especially for what's reported, for what they asked from her to basically lose your WrestleMania spot to somebody less talented in Ronda Rousey, who can't do or provide half as much as you can. When you look at name value, it feels like they're valuing Ronda like she's still a big star. Like we touched on it last week. And Sasha, her star shines way brighter than Ronda's ever did. Even in the beginning of Ronda starting in WWE. Sasha is a much bigger star than Ronda could ever be. So to continue to, have to lose to her at Royal Rumble, like her first run, and then know that, hey, Ronda's coming back, she's going to take your WrestleMania spot now. To, you don't really have plans for WrestleMania. They kind of throw you into a makeshift tag team to get you on the show and try to appease you by giving you a title, but it's like we don't really have plans for it. And I mean, we've seen that in the subsequent weeks. Like, they were real quick that night to bash them on commentary and to do it again on SmackDown a few days later and announce that there'll be a future tournament, and there's been no progress whatsoever made towards that tournament. Like, none. There's been no matches, no announced participants, no date. My man Vacant, he's starting to have a title reign like Roman Reigns out here. Just running with it, adding up the days without defenses. You know what I mean? Run that thing up. They might as well. I mean, they could probably, literally, they could retire those belts right now, and I'm pretty sure people would just forget about them.
Have they even been mentioned on? Has the titles even been mentioned on TV?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought maybe
they
I was
quick to say all these negative things about them and to make sure people know that they're the bad guy, but they have done nothing whatsoever with those belts. And if like the reported plans were true, that they wanted to basically have Sasha and Naomi lose to Belair and Ronda, like for what? Why would you take people that are champions to make them look bad individually? Like it doesn't make sense to me.
I would provide a counterpoint. Riddle loses a lot. Whether
he does, but he's fine though.
Right. So I'm not excusing the subsequent booking. I'm just saying Riddle, when they were tag team champions, Riddle did take a lot of pins.
Randy Orton not taking no pin.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. Like,
you know that, bro. Come on.
Right. But that's not my point. My point is, like, tag team as a whole are kind of devalued in WWE as is.
Absolutely.
You saw Jey Uso take a pin last night. So
yeah,
I swear to goodness, tag team champions, no matter who they are in WWE, they're going to eat a pin like once or twice a month.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think Sasha has a problem with the wins and losses. They don't matter. That's not what's important. It's the fact that you asked me to lose and make Ronda look good. And then I worked so hard during the pandemic. Her and Bayley pretty much carried.
They carried
the era for women's wrestling. If you look at the main roster, every great women's match, I can guarantee is with Sasha Banks. Her hand is somewhere on that match. Yep. Her handprint is somewhere on that.
Or every
woman on the roster, their best match is with her. So you look at the work she's done, and then, okay, hey, we're going to reward you and get you this WrestleMania match. And then it's like that gets taken away because Ronda wants to come back. Like, for what? Like, to me, her attitude is the way,
she wanted to come back, or they wanted her.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what was the plan if it wasn't Ronda?
It's supposed to be Sasha and Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when they tell you, okay, this is what the plan, and then that changes, it's like people complain so much about Brock being part-time, and, like, you don't ever see any of the guys take this kind of stand because they're just happy just to get a paycheck. But she actually cares.
She cares.
Like, to me, I had to put her over. I didn't work during the pandemic and, like, pretty much done everything. Like I said, she's one person that's carried during that pandemic era. They're supposed to reward you with that WrestleMania match with Charlotte, probably WrestleMania main event. And then it's like, well, that's going to get taken away because Ronda's coming back. And then they, try to appease you and give you a title they don't have any plans for, to then say, hey, we want you to go and lose to Ronda at the next pay-per-view. But you're not going to defend your belts or have any story for like 2 months.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with them walking out because I didn't have a problem with the Stone Cold walkout. So I can't have a problem with this walkout either.
Right. No, I didn't have a problem with Austin because that didn't make sense either.
Yeah.
You want me to just lose a random match on TV with no bill with a guy that can draw money? I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm the biggest star you've had the last, 6 years. You want me to just lose to some up-and-coming guy? I know Brock was a big deal, but you want me to just lose to this guy on Raw?
It makes no sense.
No.
On Raw. Yeah. Same with Sasha. Yeah, I have no problem with them walking out. I
didn't have a problem with the walkout, and I didn't have a problem with them suspending them. My problem came with the statement they put out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Like, I think Sasha Banks has done enough for your company.
Yep.
Where you could treat her with some respect and not put out that statement. Because they have never done that. I think Bryce sent that. They put out that statement. What, Bryce? 10, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
I was going to say it was during Raw.
Yeah,
it was during Raw.
And to be honest with you, it's still insane to me that with the statement that they put out, I feel like it was a miscommunication somewhere between Sasha, Naomi, Vince, whatever the agent was that was producing it, to where like their message was not conveyed why this is important, and then Vince said, "Okay, this is what we can do." To then, okay, you talk to the agent, and then it's like, well, no, they're hard to work with. They don't want to work with people in the match. To then see what the match became, and I'm like, I don't understand why. Why was that even booked in the first place? Because you have other women on the roster. Like, you can put Zelina Vega in that match. You can put Carmella in that match.
I would say what they did last night. And that's why I said, I feel like, I don't know if it's you're at the point of no return, but I do feel like they were waiting for cooler heads to prevail. But I do think some kind of conversations are going on, whether it's like, Sasha, we're going to fire you. We're just trying to figure out the schematics. Or if they're just like, look, like, if her lawyer and WWE is at a table and just like, what is it? And she's telling them like, y'all just don't listen to me. I'm done with this. Like, I do think it's conversations going on. I think they know what they have. Like, you look at anytime she's main event, even a SmackDown at times, like you said, the pandemic, she carried them. And the ratings were still good enough to survive. I think they know what they have. I don't think they're – I mean – I know he's not there right now, but they said Vince was crazy about Sasha. So
see, and I read a report saying, again, take these dirt sheet reports from Will, that they just see her as another spoke in the will, and she can be replaced. I don't believe they think that at all.
I don't either.
There's no way they think that about her. She's in my opinion, Sasha Banks is way, with all due respect,
they're hurting right now, and they're hurting because they don't.
Sasha Banks is better than Charlotte. The only other female that is on her level is Bianca and Bayley. Bianca and Bayley, as far as talent, as far as draw, as far as money, all three of them, in my opinion, are tied equally. All three of them are. And then even I forget Becky at times. Becky is dope too. Becky, like,
you mean the four horsewomen?
Those are the four horsewomen right there. Charlotte gets off because of her name. However, Charlotte acts a lot more of, pun intended, of a diva than everyone else.
And that's another issue is that, Bryce, I think you had something to say, so I'll get back to you, but I just want to make this point.
Yeah.
When Charlotte and Becky had that thing around Survivor Series, and Charlotte was unprofessional and went totally off script and just was being just difficult, they weren't so quick to put out a statement. So this makes them look bad.
But it's like they didn't say anything because, I mean, she showed up. She just didn't do necessarily what they asked. But, I mean, what are you going to say? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a scripted show. Please note that she went off the script. Like, you're not going to expose it that much. I mean, they kind of exposed it a lot with that statement, but, like, they're not going to go that far since she actually showed up. But it's just like I said with Sasha. I think she really is treated like a spoke on the wheel because it's like at every turn, look at every time she's had the belt, basically. She'll lose the belt within like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That was her thing, was that she can't hold on to a title. And it's like at every turn, it's like, well, we want to do this for Charlotte. And when I look at everything she's done, like she's made so many people look like a star that it's crazy. This year was her first win at WrestleMania. And she's been with the company and been on WrestleMania, 5 or 6 times?
5 or 6
and
times.
This was her first win.
Well,
she's had big matches.
Well, I will say the matches that she has lost, with the exception of that tag team with Bayley, they were good losses. I will say that.
Indeed.
The first one when it was a triple threat and Charlotte won, that was a good match. I could see why she lost it. The second,
you talking about when they changed the belt from the Divas to the women's title?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
That was a good match.
So I'm not saying that she shouldn't have won any of those. I'm just simply saying when you look at the respect they put on her, she didn't even have a WrestleMania win up until this point because it's like, oh, it's not really about her. It's about somebody else. And it's like in every single one of those feuds, it's about doing something for somebody else. When she has the belt, it's about somebody else taking it from her. It's never about her. Like when she had those tag belts with Bayley, they did everything. They fought to get those. And they tried to elevate that and say, hey, we got a women's roster. We can put on more matches. I mean, to be honest, some of the women, they're carrying the women more than what the men are. Like, they're putting in better matches and better work than what some of the guys are. And it's like...
Hold up. Time out. Why you got to play me for? Why you got to move the KOD off my shoulder? Am I too dark?
Well, you have on a black wrestling shirt.
It's caught to my attention that we couldn't see the logo.
Yo, that's messed up. That's cold-blooded. It's messed up. Go ahead,
it's just because of your shirt. It's not because it's like you're shirtless. It's all good.
You know what? That was a good one.
So what happens here? Like, do you think we see her back in WWE?
No.
At all?
Not in the immediate future.
No, I think this is like the first time she left. I think when she left, she was right when she said, when she asked for that release and Vince said, no, just go rest. I think that's what she needed was time off, go clear your mind, get back to being who you are as a person, not the character. This time, when she came back, I think there was more balance because there's been movies and TV and a mixture of wrestling, and especially now with like a lighter schedule. You're not on the road 5 or 6 nights a week. So like you can kind of be you sometimes, and you can do other things outside of wrestling to help you feel more like you and refresh you. I feel like now where she's at, like I said, her star is so bright, she don't need wrestling no more. She can go do whatever she wants. If she want to get a TV show and host it, she could. If she wants to be in movies, she could. If she wants to be in TV, she can do that. Like she can go do whatever she wants to do. But I really think her passion really is wrestling. So I don't see her ever wrestling for WWE anytime in the near future. Like this to me really feels like when Punk left, that night after the Royal Rumble when he just left, and it's like, oh no, he'll be back. He's got to come back. He'll be back. And you look up 7, 8 years later, and he's on another network. So he came back, just not with WWE. And it's like it's not like there wasn't an opportunity there with that backstage show for him to come back. I'm pretty sure talks were had, and it's just like at every turn, nope, not coming back. And I feel like she's somebody who can be set in her ways, not like in a bad way, but just if I'm her, I wouldn't go back. Cause I mean, they have
right now.
She's been there. So for what? The only person that really valued what she brought to the table was Triple H. And unless he's going to be in charge and take over and really make the company in his image, I don't really see her coming back. And it's like, where would she really fit in now anyway? Like, whose spot would she take? There's so much talent and not a lot of screen time in that women's roster.
I think she can take...
Not on SmackDown. She can...
She can get back in SmackDown.
Raw, yeah. Raw can see, okay, it's a little...
Raw's a little...
SmackDown?
Bayley's coming
she can go back on SmackDown.
But Bayley's coming back at some point.
Okay. So that's going to be...
Bayley, Charlotte.
Charlotte's coming back at some point.
Ronda.
Bayley.
Let me say this.
You need at least... You need a top 4.
Charlotte has not been on SmackDown. Look how many women have been on SmackDown since she's been off of TV.
I agree with that. People are getting chances.
So that's why I'm saying when certain people are on the roster, you will not see as much screen time because they're going to take all they can. And it's like, it's weird. Like, I don't blame people for that because you want to get as much time as you can, but at the same time, like, you want to make it better for the next person too. And it's like, I feel like Sasha, she gave, like, she was in a way like too nice. Like, she tried to give so much to the business.
She was too nice.
And do something for the women that come behind her instead of like grabbing it and like squeezing the life out of it and taking everything for herself. She tried to be selfless and try to give back. And I feel like that kind of hurt her to where they don't view her as like a top. Like, oh, she don't want it like everybody. She's somebody that's like, she can work with anybody. We can put her with anybody. But it's not really important if we have plans for her.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying she's Natalya.
Okay.
Basically.
So the way they treat her is like Natalya, you saying?
Yeah. Basically, they literally treat her like how they treat Natalya. Natalya is literally a ring general. They always, if you really think about it, Natalya always has to be in there for certain shows to call and to lead certain spots.
Yep.
I feel like when they're in a spot, like what you're saying, when they're in a spot, they don't have no one. All right, let's call Natty. Like we could put her. We don't have no one for Money in the Bank. Let's just put Natty in there.
And Natty will run the whole show. For prime example, I wouldn't be surprised if she's not in Money in the Bank and she has to delegate what to do. And isn't Tyson Kidd in charge of all the women matches?
Yeah.
So therefore, it's like it's really Natalia's image of all the women's matches as well as her husband because they, kind of go hand in hand with your partner and stuff like that.
All right. Do you by chance think we see her in AEW? I'll say by the end of the year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know how long she has on her contract. So it really depends. If they choose to release her, yeah, absolutely. But if she has
I just cannot imagine them releasing her.
Coming to the stage, Mercedes Tron.
She can go to AEW. I just feel like that's going to open a whole other can of worms.
I feel like she's the one person, and maybe this is just me overvaluing her. I feel like she's the one person who can get them to $1 million.
I don't.
No, she could.
She could.
Listen, when you think about that women's roster, what great matches do you really think about?
I mean, that's
There's
true.
like probably two, maybe that you think of.
Yeah, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
What's the two you think of?
The Britt Baker, whatever match she was bleeding like crazy.
That Thunder Rosa. Yeah.
And then I was going to say when Thunder Rosa won the belt off of Britt Baker. Those are the two that I think of. So that's what I'm saying. With Sasha, she can get a good match out of any. She can have a good match with Marina Shafir.
Ooh.
On that.
Alrighty then.
Spin the wheel, Dela Cruz.
All right. On that note, we're going to move over to SmackDown. Get into some show recaps.
Hold on.
Oh.
Either one.
No,
acknowledge
I don't know what was happening right there.
I'm gonna edit that out. I'm gonna have her edit that out.
Yo, what is wrong with you?
I'm just playing, man. Calm down. Take it easy.
All right, CCA.
Mark for edit. Friday night we had a Undisputed Universal Championship match. Riddle versus Reigns. They got almost 20 minutes. They got over 20 minutes. And they put in a banger. So obviously Roman wins. So let's just talk about the match quality itself, and then we can get into what happened after the fact.
It was a good match.
I love Riddle.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Riddle was at the bottom. Randy Orton, I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. We knew Riddle could go. Somehow he got on. Well, we know why he got on the bottom. Randy Orton said, "No, I want to work with this dude." And he put on. I mean, we know he could put on good matches. And now, for people who maybe didn't watch NXT or didn't know about Riddle, they're like, "Oh, this guy's really good by himself." I mean, Roman came to work. That's the first thing we ought to celebrate. But all jokes aside, Roman's going to.
when he's there, he puts in work.
I'm about to say, when he's there, all jokes aside, he's going to put in work. Roman pulled out, I think he pulled out a drive-by. I know he hasn't used that, but so often lately. So Roman, and kudos to Roman. Like when he does come, he puts in work and he makes his opponent's move look good too. Even if sometimes, I'm not saying Riddle botched or anything, but his selling was good. It was just a good match for SmackDown. Like that was a good match for SmackDown.
I said it last week. I'll say it again. Roman Reigns had to get on the private. He got to get off the private island, get on the private yacht, to get on the private plane, to get to Minnesota just to smash Riddle's. But I will say this: Riddle put on a banger. As I said last week, I've been a fan since Riddle, since him and what's Diamond Mine's name? Roger Strong. Since him and Roger Strong put on that banger at a house show. Riddle has been that dude. He comes to work. He shows. He sells, unlike Carmelo Hayes. And
why is Carmelo catching strays?
Come on, bro. We just talked about this like last week.
Yo, everybody gets a bullet. What are you talking? Anyway, so he sells. Great storytelling. He's believable because it's him. When you get two people who are authentically themselves going at it, it's just bound to be perfect. It was literally like the chemistry of Cody and Seth. Two people, who they are naturally, put in the work together, chemistry just amazing. So
I thought the finish was great.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I really think.
I hated the RKO though because it looked a little like the first one looked kind of dry. But
it ain't his move, so I ain't really worried about it.
No, stop doing it.
Well,
don't do it.
His RKOs don't look smooth.
Some of them do.
I
haven't seen a smooth RKO from him yet.
That pop-up
I don't think he's perfected it yet.
That pop-up one that Jimmy did on him, and he caught him. That was kind of smooth. He was going for the alley-oops, and he threw him up, and then Riddle RKO'd him.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. But I believe you, though. I believe you. Okay.
We believe you, bro.
All over.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. Like, I'm glad Roman, I mean, he don't, break it out all the time, but, like, showing you, like, what he can do wrestling-wise. I know some people was kind of disappointed with that WrestleMania main event, that it was either short or they didn't really see a lot from it, but, like, that's just the typical Brock match. I mean, Brock understands wrestling to the point that, like, why are we going to do all this intricate stuff when we want to get to a specific point? But I really think that match, though, the promo Riddle cut earlier on SmackDown was, like, what really set the stage. Because it's like he cut the emotional promo a couple of weeks ago on Raw, and then just the one that he cut SmackDown, I'm like, man, this dude's a good talker, like, great in the ring. And, I mean, that match really had me interested in, like, really thinking, like, okay, he might – I mean, we know Roman going to win, but, like, it really just had me believing. Like, man, he really about to go out here and do this for Randy.
That's the point of wrestling, bro. It makes you believe. We all knew that he wasn't winning, but it was their job to make us seem like it could be another way, and they did that.
That felt like something we hadn't seen in a while. Like,
and I swear to goodness, Roman kicks out at 3 9/10 all the time. Like, his near falls are like none I've ever seen.
He gonna mess around and be like R-Truth that one time.
Yeah, so that then leads into Roman Reigns saying there's nobody else for me. I wrecked him, so I'm leaving. And then I kind of had a feeling. I saw how much time was left in the show. I was like, something's up. I just didn't know who. And then it was Brock's music. And I was like, okay, we're doing this again. They did put a stip on the match. It's the last man standing, so they did switch it up. But it is still Roman and Brock. Again, I'm passing it off. Go ahead.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Did we not have this conversation last week? Did we not say who was going to step in if Randy Orton was hurt? Who was going to be
I agree.
the cash cow? I think I said AJ Styles. Who'd you say, Jim?
No, he did. He said AJ. I remember. You said AJ.
Yeah. I said AJ.
I said
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did I agree with you? Did I agree with you with AJ, or did I say like Seth?
I don't know. It's still a surprise to me. But all I want is basically I lead to this. At the end of the day, this is going to be a horrible match. It's going to be a horrible match.
I don't think it's going to be horrible.
The match would be horrible.
I think it's going to be horrible. I personally do not want to see it. I don't want it to even be had. They need to add somebody in this mug. Like, if now was the time to add Daniel Bryan, add Daniel Bryan.
I don't know how you're going to add somebody into a last man standing match.
You know what? You know what? Add
Wait, has that ever been done?
Add Edge.
Say what?
Has that ever been done? A triple threat last man
No,
standing?
it doesn't make any sense.
It
Bro,
does.
that's like some Vince Russo attitude era. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Let's just throw together some crazy concept.
Man, you need to add Edge. Let Edge win.
I think you're just seeing, like, once again, I'm not going to. No, they panic. Let me start there. One Cody injury, one Randy injury, and now they're, like, scrambling because everything is so derailed. Like,
Which is I don't understand the match.
I don't understand it. You turn Edge face. I don't care what the biased app and the Sportskeeda and all of them is saying that Edge wanted some supernatural. Vince wanted supernatural. Nah, I think Edge said, "Hey, I'll be face if y'all need me to, like to carry Raw. Turn Edge face. You rush this Riddle match, which I'm glad we got it on TV, but they're just panicking. And like you could go. I understand it's SummerSlam. So my thought is like they're like, all right, what's going to sell? Like who can we do Roman against and be safe and we can advertise in a football stadium? That's the thing. That's the thing we got to remember. This ain't Money in the Bank where it's in a small 17,000 arena. They're worried about if you go look, it's still tickets for SummerSlam. So they're worried about what is going to sell in a football stadium. And their mindset is Brock and Roman will always sell.
I get it. Do anybody think they could have went Lashley here?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
What?
No. But listen, though. It's not that they couldn't sell tickets with that match. It's because he's already committed to something else. Like, you can't pull him out of the Theory storyline. Because, like I said, I really think Theory's about to drop the belt to him. That way the match with Cena ain't for a title.
Mm-hmm.
So Lashley's kind of, and I don't want to put the belt on him, and then he loses it right away to go fight Roman, like because everything is so short term. Like it's Money in the Bank, and then you got 3 weeks, and then there's SummerSlam.
Yep.
So with everything being short term, Drew is kind of off limits until like the September show. So it's like with the injuries, with the plans that you've already made, what exactly do you do? And I feel like Brock here is the safe option. It makes sense because he lost that belt at WrestleMania, hasn't been seen once his rematch. My only issue with the whole situation is literally SmackDown was Friday. We haven't even had another episode of SmackDown. And they've already officially announced the match and put a stipulation on it.
That didn't make sense.
Because that's why I'm like, okay, well, this just, it's clear that this was a plan that they put in place weeks ago. That, like, they didn't let it build. They didn't have any promos. They didn't let anything happen. I get the reason for having the match, like the stipulation added. Hey, they've had several matches. Let's make this different. But it's like they didn't let that play out on TV.
Yeah, apparently this is about a month in the making, like 3 weeks to a month in the making. And I feel like they put this out there maybe because, like James said, the ticket sales maybe would be a little lag. So therefore, if you go ahead and get it out there and go ahead and sell out, I don't know the finish. Like are we just gonna keep beating Brock? Like they don't want to beat Roman. Like
to be honest, I mean Brock, he can take losses to certain guys. It don't make a difference.
Yeah,
But a match like that,
top guy. I mean, he's still a top draw. Just because, like, I mean, he's credible. He's a dude that he's so established. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses, because look at what this dude has done. Like literally in collegiate wrestling, dominated. UFC dominated. He was the last cut from the Vikings in training camp. I mean, when you really think about this, I've never heard anybody say Brock Lesnar has played organized football ever that I can recall. Not Pee Wee, not high school, not Pop Warner, not college, nothing. This dude walked out of WWE, went to an NFL training camp, and was the last cut.
That's
even if he didn't make an NFL roster. That to me it's just impressive with the fact. How can somebody do that? How can you literally do something you've never done at that level? And he's credible. It don't matter if he's taking losses or whatever. When I think of this dude, I think about this dude as being like an ass kicker. He a winner. Like it don't. I get a big fight feel from this dude.
Yeah, I do. Like I do too.
But did you?
I do too. But at some point, wins and losses have to matter. Like,
No,
you
But
can't keep,
no, bro. What did you with Brock?
you
They
can't
do with
keep
Brock,
coming
too.
back to him if he's just going to keep.
Well-
it's the same thing with Cena. You can't keep coming back to him if he's just going to keep losing. And this, if he loses here, this is
I feel like what they do with Brock
three
is he'll
straight
lose.
losses to Roman.
When Brock loses, he'll mount losses, but then they're gonna put him in something where he's gonna win. Like, because think about it, he lost to Brock, but then he won the Rumble and then won that Elimination Chamber, and like even if he loses at SummerSlam, we'll see Brock again, maybe Survivor Series, the Rumble, like, and he'll pick up a win in one of those two, like.
Yeah, I don't like. I get it. I just don't know the finish, and I know the step
That's a good thing.
put in to protect either guy.
Man,
So nobody eats the pin.
Right,
man,
but
nobody
want
want to see that. Nobody want to see either one of them have this match. It was fine at WrestleMania. It happened. Roman got his win. He got his blood. He rocked him. His arm was hurt. He pulled the Adrian Rose's, like, he did his thing. This is nobody wants to see this. Like,
Bro,
It's safe.
Maybe-
It's safe.
maybe they want
listen.
this to rival John Cena, Randy Orton.
what?
Oh boy!
On TV every other month.
Right. I
Yo,
was gonna say.
on another
I hope you
note-
understood that one.
On another note, I just want to highlight something. All right, so you know how you ever had? What was the match that you had? What is wrong with you, Brandon? Am I freezing?
Indeed.
Yo, we wasn't child friendly. The amount of curse words I was gonna say.
Hey, yo, y'all watching this? We're gonna start a GoFundMe for him to get a Wi-Fi extender.
Says, okay, if we're gonna start GoFundMes.
Oh no! Okay.
Hold on, hold on. You ain't gonna shoot on me and think I'm not gonna fuck that. Can we start a GoFundMe for James to get a proper room to do the podcast in? Because hanging T-shirts on your wife's wall with her is not cool.
Hey, you know what? It's
That
a work in
is not
progress.
too sweet.
But hey, you know
You
what?
look like a stone cold dummy. Take them shirts down.
KOD subscribers, look, hey, we're gonna start that GoFundMe. Y'all want to edit and GoFundMe to the podcast room? Hey, get with me after the show, cause
Just like a telemarketer to scam somebody.
I'm staying out of this.
What I was gonna say is, what was that one match before we transition over? What was that one match where you thought somebody was gonna lose, and they actually surprised you completely? I'll go first.
Lesnar Roman WrestleMania.
I'll go
match.
first. Mine was 37. It was 37. Yeah, it was Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I honestly thought McIntyre was gonna lose. Gonna win. I thought he was gonna win.
yeah.
And then when
For me,
it just started going, and I just felt myself being evil, and I was like, "Kill him, Bobby! Kill him!" So I was like, "Yo!" That was by far one of my favorite Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre matches.
I think mine would be Undertaker Brock. That's the easy one for me.
Undertaker who?
Brock.
Oh, okay.
When he
Which
broke
one?
In the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my one.
Bryce?
Yeah, I said Roman and Brock. I forget which WrestleMania, but it's the one like Brock just went out there and nobody thought he was gonna win.
Oh, at
It was.
I know it was like New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I said, man, this is such a predictable main event. Like, this is going to suck to end the show. Nobody wants to see this. And then I was like, wait, did he just win? Like, I was so shook that I'm like,
So,
Mr. Telemarketer, for you.
so y'all going predictable ones, but my man Jinder won that title against Randy Orton that nobody saw coming.
Yeah,
I remember watching it, and Bryce and I was just sitting there like, hey, bro, we could just turn it off. And then we just kept watching it, and Jinder won. Like, I mean, that probably was, I didn't even expect him to have that long of a run. I thought Randy was.
In fairness, I try to block that Jinder Mahal reign out of my mind. In fairness.
Hey, man, he spoke to his people in his language.
Yo,
good stuff, but it's just
not hinder Jinder.
Did the same stuff every match.
Yeah?
It was terrible.
After like 2 matches in a row, I was bored with it.
But, I mean, sticking on just shocking. It was shocking.
Yeah.
Next.
So, apparently, Hersh does not, to recap, Hersh does not want the match. He hates this match.
Yep.
He will not watch the match.
I'll watch it. I just don't want to watch it.
All right. So, anything else from SmackDown? Anybody?
Hey, we got Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin for another time.
Oh, brother.
Oh, yeah. I do want to touch on SmackDown real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go. Wait, what you sipping on first?
Listen, we don't have no endorsement, so I'm not saying a word. But I just had to give me more. Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Protect this man at all costs. Okay? He took whatever was happening with Baron Corbin at the end of that match and actually made it entertaining. Because that match, not that the match was bad, the concept of the match was stupid. But Pat McAfee actually saved it. So I just want to give that man some props. Pat McAfee, don't ever change, bro.
Yeah, I think that was one of the matches I fast forwarded.
What? Man, I had to watch that. Bro, that's one of them weird matches you would see like in the Attitude Era that made a good housekeeping match. Bro.
What was the step of the match? Is it? Am I remember?
The last
laugh match. And basically, whoever lost was going to get laughed out of the arena. And like after it, Madcap said something, and I'm like, this ain't really funny. This didn't really work. And I think it went to commercial, or they went to the back or something or whatever. And then Corbin, I think it went to commercial. And then Corbin came back and cut a promo on McAfee. And McAfee, per usual, verbally smacked him down.
Facts.
Had the crowd laughing, and it saved that terrible concept of a match. And, hey, man, I'm hoping we see McAfee wrestle soon. Because that guy kills it every time he steps out there.
Hopefully we get a chance to see him August 12th.
August 12th? I don't know what that is, but whatever you say, seeing him again, indeed.
August 12th is the show we're all going to.
Oh, well, if we're going to the show, of course we'll see him. He should be on commentary. They can't write McAfee off.
I'm going. I just don't know where I'm sitting because the moment's not there. I'm probably just gonna. I'm just gonna get tickets to. I'm just gonna be in the building.
Listen, we're gonna go. We're gonna be there.
He's gonna be on another cruise.
No, I'll be back.
All right.
I didn't have to go to. I do have to then drive my daughter somewhere, like on the 15th. But I'll be at SmackDown that Friday.
Yeah,
we all gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah. I'm just waiting it out.
Have y'all bought tickets, or y'all just waiting for?
Nope. Just waiting.
Bruh, we trying to get tickets together. Oh, I thought we were trying to get tickets together. I'm not gonna buy tickets.
I did too. So I thought we were doing this together as one. The KOD podcast show. You know,
that's exactly.
We sit together, same angle.
All right.
Special edition.
We can discuss that after the fact. because that's breaking news. Because I did not know that.
Awful one.
Yeah.
That was the most awkward laugh in the world. Like,
indeed, it was. We need a sponsorship from Indeed. As often as we say it during the show.
Yo,
hold on. So, moving on to Raw. So apparently Rhea Ripley's hurt. So she's not going to get cleared. So they had a fatal 5-way to determine Bianca's contender. Carmella won. And I'll just throw that out there because Carmella won.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be good with Carmella winning.
I don't have an issue with it because, I mean, they can just say to me, this is just ensuring you'll get this match next month at SummerSlam, basically, Rhea Ripley. So I feel like, okay, whoever booked the match, first of all, was like, oh, this is the biggest match we can put on. And then they realized, oh, hey, SummerSlam is like 3 weeks away. We probably should put this for SummerSlam. So what do? You just give Bianca a match. You ain't using Carmella. She ain't going to be in Money in the Bank. You know she's not winning this match here. Give Bianca another win on pay-per-view. It should be quick, to the point. Mm-hmm. Maybe like 8 minutes, tops. And
if Rhea is hurt, I'm going to use the Bryce and say divine intervention. Yeah. Sometimes things aren't meant to happen when they're supposed to happen.
Yep. Sometimes it's a gift. A blessing, and injuries are a blessing and a curse. But I wonder what's really wrong with her. Like, I hate when they say...
Something with it's a mouth injury, apparently.
A mouth injury?
Yeah. Because she chipped a tooth or something. She brought it up in a promo.
There's a joke there somewhere, but we're going to leave that alone. I don't remember because I probably didn't watch it. But
yeah, she put it in a promo about she chipped her tooth or something. Apparently, it's the lingering of that. So she's legit hurt.
I get that she is, but yeah, I think
it's going to be one of those things where Carmella and Bianca actually have a good match. I could see some type of interference happening to make it a better match, to give it like more heightened drama. I feel like the match is going to be produced well to make Carmella look decent, even though she looks horrible every time she goes out with her husband. But,
come on, dog. Bro, you gonna make me join Bryce, bruh. At least save Corey Graves once a show.
Once a show,
bruh. Yeah.
So I'll just leave it at that.
Because we're up to about 4 or 5 now. Mentions of Corey Graves.
Shut up.
We just got a subscriber
with the word Indeed.
Thank you, Fruity Vacation.
Yo, what's up with you, Indeed?
We got okay, so look, we got a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
Please, this is very dysfunctional, but it comes off well. I hope
it comes. Yeah.
This is my favorite episode.
Isaiah, would you like to know why Bryce keeps saying Indeed?
Yes, I do. Yes, I will.
This is crazy. You don't get the reference even after last week and the group chat, bro.
So,
I don't.
Okay, do you remember Kai and Tai?
Who?
Kai and Tai?
The restaurant?
Let me try this again. So, do you remember? Val Venus is one of your favorites, right?
Yeah.
So, do you remember? There was a Raw where, at the end of the show, yes,
yeah,
that was basically Kai and Tai. That was who was doing that. Do you not remember?
Next,
bro.
Let me try to explain this real quick, bro. So Kai and Tai, they was Asian, right? So to keep them from like talking, they would do like how they used to do like old like karate movies. That was in.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, but like you know how when they would dub it with like an English voice, but they would still keep talking even though the English part was finished speaking. That was the joke with them in the 90s, and like they would be saying like all this profound stuff, and you never know what they're saying. but the English part would only come out as like, indeed.
It's on YouTube. We'll send you the clip.
Yeah. So it's
are you trying to say my Wi-Fi is messed up again?
correct, bro. Every time you freeze, you're like this, and then we hear you. So it's just like indeed, and it's funny, but like you ruined the joke now. But it's okay. I'm gonna still use it.
Because now we've had to explain the joke, and now it's
you've had to over-explain.
Google Fiber, come to this man's location.
okay. All right, so we're gonna move on at the request of Big Hersh. So, Becky and Asuka had a very good main event match last night. It was a Money in the Bank qualifier.
Wait, hold on. Don't skip past the opener. The opener was fire. I know we said Carmella won, but I just want to say that opener was fire.
That was a good match. That was a good opening match.
Yeah, once I saw Carmella when I lost all desire to go back and watch it.
Bruh, trust me, that was a good opening match.
Hersh, it doesn't count because I can see you move.
Indeed.
So I'm not going in any particular order here. So Becky and Asuka had a banger of a match. That Asuka kick looked really good to end the match.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was for some reason I was surprised it got a 3, but I was happy it got a 3 because the kick looked really good. But go ahead, thoughts?
Yeah, so I ain't have a problem with the kick because they all wrestled earlier. That's one of those, like, you can use a non-finisher finish because they had already wrestled.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, yeah.
Yep.
It was great. Like, to be honest with you, I'm excited to see Becky lose. So I want to know, what is she going to do next?
I was going to say that. Yeah.
What lengths is she about to go to continue her development, to get the title, to really and truly, I feel like now, Big Time Bex is really about her pursuit to become the man. That's what the people want to see.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's going to be babyface pretty soon. But it's like, how is she going to get there?
I don't see the babyface turn.
I think they're going to push for it. Go ahead.
Her character development since she's lost the belt has been outstanding.
I was going to say, shout out to Becky Lynch. Like, even after she lost and said, I'm supposed to be in Money in the Bank. I'm on the poster. And, like, I even had to sit there and think for a minute. I was like, oh, yeah, she is on the poster. Like, so shout out to her. Like, her promos from her staying in character with the green in her hair for a week. Like, this has really been a true work and a pleasure to watch the development. And Asuka, I'm glad, like, since Asuka's been back, she's been in shape and looking good. Her matches look good. Bro, what?
Indeed.
Go ahead, bro. You got it. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
I ain't got nothing to say. I just want to bother y'all before I froze again.
But yeah, I mean, Asuka looks good. I hope they do some with her in the future, whether that's move her to SmackDown or, you know, I mean, I know we're going to get Bianca and Asuka at some point. We have to. Like, we have to get it.
Yeah.
So but,
do you think Becky, like, you think this is trending towards a SummerSlam match with Bianca, or you think they're going to put that off?
No, I would hold off. So
I hold off.
To be honest, that's a match I would put Becky and Bianca at, like, Clash of the Castle, just so she has like the international fans behind her.
Right. Yep.
Like.
Yep.
Yeah, those fans over there will be behind her. No, I still feel like I know we've had it, like, a lot recently, but I don't know. I feel like there hasn't been a real resolution to, like, Becky and Asuka. Like, I get that they've had several matches the last few weeks.
No, it's Becky Lynch, like, though.
That feud is, like, to me, it's not resolved.
It's Becky Lynch selling the feud. Like, I would have won if she didn't shoot the mist. So I'm sure she's gonna say I would have won, but I had to fight her twice in one night.
Yeah, that's gonna be it next week because she was already complaining about that earlier in the show. So yeah, that's gonna be around.
And it's like
it's Becky Lynch.
Every week they're giving her nice outs of like, hey, you're losing matches, but it's like this is why you're losing matches, and she's doing great, taking advantage of it. Like she gets it. Like she understands her assignment. She gets the fact that hey, this is why you lost. Like let's hype this up. Let's talk about it. Let's get everything we can out of this. And it's like, yeah, we put you with the 24/7 title, but it's like you understood what you were supposed to get out of this, and like you came back the next week and like you took more from it. And it's just like everything that she's doing to me is just it's phenomenal. Like
Twitter went crazy.
You don't need a title to matter.
Hey, and I want to say this. I don't know if y'all was planning on touching on this or not. On because I've seen online people are going crazy about what happened on Main Event.
What happened
with Judgment Day? They had a tag match on Main Event with the Mysterio.
Yes, I've seen people going
are saying
crazy
that
already.
They've been demoted, and it is insane. Like it blows my mind to me that Main Event is a show on Peacock. It's exclusive there, I believe. But that you can have literal talent that was released from WWE, that was misused, that are game changers on other networks, and they're wrestling on the internet every week instead of being on TV wrestling. And people are okay with this.
Hey, where's the hottest free agent?
I just want to touch on this and just say to me, that is absolutely insane. Where is that same logic applied? This is literally the same concept. What'd you say, James?
I said, where's the hottest free agent in professional wrestling?
Yeah, that was quite possibly the dumbest nickname I've ever seen given to somebody who's not a hot free agent.
What happened?
Tony Nese. He was the hottest free agent in wrestling.
Oh, brother. Like,
they named Tony Nese as the hottest free agent. How many matches has this guy had on TV since he's been there?
Yo, hold on. Show some respect to Tony Nese.
No, I'm showing him. That's what I'm showing him respect. If
we're wondering about why he's not on TV.
Agent, how are you not going to have him on TV? In fact, on the last pay-per-view, he was on the buy-in, on the pre-show. You tell me. I found it. But again, if he was on another network doing this same exact thing, this would be a problem, and he's being wasted. But you go somewhere else, you're going to be a game changer. This is what I was talking about. When I tell y'all, like, hey, Keith Lee, this man is wrestling on the internet. This man should be on TV, according to people, right? He was misused, right?
He was misused.
So don't say that. I want people to keep that same energy for Main Event. I don't have no problem with it either because, I mean, they still need matches together. Like, Balor and Priest, they're not a tag team. Like, They just need time together. I don't have no problem with this. I don't have a problem with them not being on Raw. Just show video packages because, truthfully, their story is really based upon Edge coming back. And since he got stretchered off, like, you know it's going to be a few weeks. So come back, pick that story up.
And they gave them a video package during the show. So it's not like he neglected
but that's what I mean,
they gave them a video package.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they weren't on the show. They didn't cut a promo. They didn't, like, have a match. It's not a big deal. You can just show a video package, keep it fresh in people's mind because you're waiting for Edge to get back.
Rio's not there. So do you want to present him?
And that, too.
Yeah, and you want to present them as 2 and not 3.
Right.
Like,
so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
What they did this week to me with Judgment Day was fine. I don't have too much of an issue with it. It's okay.
I find it funny. Like, Twitter, even when Becky was in that 24/7 title match, instantly she getting buried. Like, wait. Yep. And I know we're going to touch on it later. Wait for things to play out. Even, I'm not a fan of the Kevin Owens Ezekiel storyline. But wait for it to develop. It's still not good. Don't get me wrong. But it's going somewhere at least. Wait for things to play out. People are so quick when it's on USA to want to pull the plug on it. They boo things as soon as it happens. But when it comes on TNT or TBS, it's long-term booking. Like, y'all boo things in WWE, so I feel like at times they listen to the crowd and rush things. Like, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but they wanted The Fiend to get the title. Put the title on that dude. Oh, he has nothing to do. Yeah, because y'all wanted him to be champion.
Yeah, then
you wanted him to run through.
That's why he got bought. What you can't do anything with that character. Like you can't do anything with the character. He cut so many people off at the knees by being in a feud with him. You just okay. We're getting into something else, but yeah,
he's coming back at SummerSlam. You heard it here first.
I hope not.
KOD show.
They don't have nothing for him to do. I hope not. Bro, what are you doing?
Indeed.
So, moving on. So,
next.
I was being a simpleton and did not figure out how they did the Elias Ezekiel stuff. So, I was a simpleton here. Then it was explained to me how it was done. Like James said, I'm not a fan of this. I don't know where this is going. I really wish it would have ended at WrestleMania Backlash. I think they're just doing this because they know Kevin Owens is the only person who can get this over.
Well, you mean that or Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell. Well,
okay.
Where's that match? Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Again, yeah, and they only have Kevin Owens involved in this because they know he's the only one who can just get through this.
No, him or Sami Zayn. Both of them, I swear, those are two of maybe a handful of guys that literally keep WWE running. In terms of you can give them possibly the worst thing to do and they make it interesting and watchable. But like, I love the segment that they did with Elias and Ezekiel. Just because I was so like confused how Elias was in the ring and Kevin Owens got pissed and, you know, like when he went backstage, how did they get to Ezekiel that fast? I was confused, like how did everything change? Like it really had me questioning, does this dude really have a brother? Because it was that fast.
That part didn't like I can kind of that's some TV magic that they can do because that didn't even really have to be live. Like you could have
it won't live.
But damn it looked right though. Like it just looked like it fit. And I'm like, how did they make it? Because I mean certain stuff like his face was red, just like it was like from him going out there. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It didn't look
like. Is that a fake? Is that a beard they just put on?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It looked like
it looked real.
It looked right. So it was like, bro, I'm not stupid. So it was like, but they're making me feel stupid here.
It's good, man. It's legit.
It's much better than that time Miz dressed up as The Rock.
Oh,
the makeup looks so much better than that. So that's why I'm like, this looked like Elias. I was like, the hair, the beard, and then just the transition backstage. I'm like, that's enough to like, it messed with my head. So I'm like, okay, clearly this is the same person. He got a beard on. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know how they did that part. That's the part that's like perplexing to me. But like, obviously the little video. I mean, there's one part. I mean, Elias and Ezekiel, they dapped each other up, and like they didn't even make contact. I'm like, bro, you could do it better. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, it looked fine. But I mean, we all know how that's done. That nice TV magic. But like, I don't know. I didn't really mind it. I just like I said, just the ending to it is what like blew my mind.
I really hope this is done next week. I don't even know how this ends. Is this supposed to end with Kevin Owens losing? Like,
yeah, exactly. Kevin's going to lose. Elias is.
I think it was. But now I feel like I think they're kind of like seeing how this is going to go. I think they're already done with Ezekiel. I think they're done with that dude already. Like,
but I mean, what would you do with him? What is his character? His character, since it's been presented, is literally I'm Elias's younger brother. Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah,
I'll grow that beard out, Bucko. Go get the
it's
beard.
Like, bro, you don't sing, you don't play the guitar, you just want to be a wrestler. Like, you're happy to be there. You're a guy we can put in matches that you can lose, and it's whatever.
They should have put them in a tag team with Rick Boogs, a guitar player and the rock star.
I mean, Boogs doesn't have his lower half. I had to have his lower half reattached.
Yo, do you see him on IG? He does not do leg day. Like
He's literally Lieutenant Dan right now.
He's a monster. He does not do leg day though.
This kind of reminds me of the y'all remember the Miz and the Mizdow?
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this is cool, but where are we going?
Well, Mizdow would have worked because Damian Sandow, that whole gimmick was funny.
Right, but after it's done,
worked out.
Obviously they have to break up. Then after it's done, it's like, okay, well, what does Mizdow do now? It's kind of like, what was the point of it? It was just, this is kind of the same thing to me.
I don't even remember what happened at the end of Mizdow. I just remember Damian Sandow doing the funniest stuff. Like, that to me got him over more than it helped Miz or helped anybody that they wrestled.
He gave himself a suplex. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
my man was taking bumps just because. I'm like, and making it look good, and it was funny. It was entertaining.
Didn't my man eliminate himself in some kind of battle royal or something? Or,
yeah,
I know he's doing. Yeah,
he did it on the top rope. Too. Took suplexes. He was doing all kinds of stuff on the outside of the ring. Just amazing.
Didn't he give himself a Spanish fly?
Probably.
I gotta go.
It was something. I enjoyed it, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like it was all pointless. Like where's this going? And I kind of see the same thing here. Like this is pointless.
I think though, I think they believe in Elias because he's a built guy. Like, he had a talent, but towards the end of the run, once again, the wonderful wrestling fans started turning on it when he had something catchy. Walk with Elias, music, and the wonderful fans like, oh, I need to see more. Like, you're not giving him a chance. So it was just like, well, dang, this dude is not over with the crowd like we thought. Let's scrap the whole character. And now, this is why I go back to let things develop out at times.
All right. So moving on, Riddle lost to Amos.
Yeah.
Riddle lost to Amos.
Riddle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
But did you not watch Raw? Did you skip this?
I think I skipped.
Hold on. The only reason I say that, though, I'm not being funny, but literally this segment was 3 commercials. Riddle came out, it was a commercial. Riddle cut a promo, and I think the match started, and there was a commercial, and then there was the rest of the match, and then there was a commercial afterwards.
And then there's a Raw.
That's the only reason I'm saying really. It's that's a lot to skip on Raw because it was that long.
Yeah, I don't understand the loss. Somebody help me understand.
I can't. He just lost to Roman, and he had the taped up ribs, and he was hurt. So I don't have too much of an issue with it. You know what I mean?
They kind of played him out like a punk at with the Rollins stuff. It's just, but I don't know. They didn't make him be very strong last night.
I think we'll get Riddle and Rollins. I think that just laid the foundation for that at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I would love to see that. That would be a banger off the ring.
Yeah, I think we just got that.
Say, I think somehow Riddle is either going to find a way into Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Or he's going to play some kind of role in Money in the Bank to cost Rollins a title. Or to cost him the briefcase to set up the match.
I would love to see Riddle versus Brock Lesnar.
I don't think that's going to happen, bro.
I want to see Riddle versus Goldberg.
So I was in the hallway. He was in the hallway. I said, bro. He said, I'm not your bro. I was like, but why, bro? Hey, hold on. James can verify. Big up to Molly Holly. She is a GOAT. I got never touch for Molly Holly.
This is the most random.
Well, hold on. So WrestleMania 38 hallway. We're going to our seats, and I got this video too. We're going to our seats because we were at AT&T Stadium, and you got to walk 4 miles down a tunnel to get to the floor seats. Yes, me, James, and Miss Lito have floor seats. Ball. So we get there, and it's this huge corridor. It's huge. And we have like they got go-karts and stuff flying by and stuff. So we're walking, and I'm like, is that Daviri? Whatever his name was or is. I'm like, that's Daviri. So I was like, oh snap! And then I saw somebody else. I can't say who, but then as we go walking, we see that they got a whole. They had a choir. So I'm like, yo, James, you see this? They got a choir.
It was lit.
So we literally stopped to see the choir, which ended up being Seth Rollins' choir, who came out. It was the kids that were doing the perform, whatever. And lo and behold, out pops Miss Molly Holly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Miss Holly, I mean, Big Hersh. How many years back? She was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Come over here so no one recognizes me. James, am I lying?
Hey, he not lying.
Thank you.
Okay. That's cool. You're not lying. That's awesome. You're not lying. What was the purpose of this story right here?
It's part of the dysfunction, baby. It's part of the dysfunction.
Yo, we still got one main thing to get.
You could have put that when we were talking about Tyson Kidd. You could have put that there because she's a producer.
No. You gotta.
Yo, we got one main thing we still got to get to.
What's that?
That's crazy. We're 4 episodes in. As much as we talked about Seth Rollins, and you just thought about that right now.
Facts.
Listen, man, you gotta hold. You can't just give everything.
But I'm saying that, like, you just thought about it right now. We said Riddle.
You can't just give
WrestleMania was
2.5
months
Bro,
ago.
We mentioned Riddle. Are you like 420?
In my profession, I cannot. So you know this.
Oh,
okay.
I'm just asking because I'm trying to logically get to how you thought about that story.
I told y'all last week I have a GED.
You have a what?
I got a GED and I learned
GED is good enough, damn it.
Yo, we still got to get to the longest show of the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, hold on. So the people in the Money in the Bank now are Rollins, McIntyre, Sheamus, and Omos.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be 6, right? So they're
7. I think it's 7.
I think it's 7 this year.
I believe so.
I think so.
It's supposed to be 7.
Nah, it should be 8 because ain't no main event. Like that's the main event, so you might as well go ahead and put 8 in there.
But I mean, that should be the main. Listen, I hate gimmick match pay-per-views. But if you're gonna have a gimmick match pay-per-view, this should be the main event of this show because it's the most important part of the show.
It is.
You should open with either the men's or the women's, and you should close with either the men's or the women's because it's the 2 most important matches on the whole show.
Yeah. They need to have a tag team one.
And unless Cena's on the show, which he's not.
Yes.
Like, there's nobody on this show.
This is
like of a main event. So this is a 2-match show. Not saying Bianca's not worth a main event, but it's Carmella. So no.
And it's like I don't even know what's supposed to be on the show. That's the bad part.
So far, Elias, Zeke and Owens.
No, that's next week.
No, that's on Raw.
That's on Raw.
You got a tag match. You got the Profits and the Usos. You got the 2 Money in the Bank matches, and you got Bianca's match.
Oh, you got Gunther versus Ricochet 2.
No, that's Friday night.
Yeah,
that's Friday night.
Oh, so we're gonna get Gunther versus my boy, friend of the show, Mr. Drew Gulak. Gobble Gulak.
No.
Wait a minute.
No.
But yeah.
Hey, listen, that's another story he'll bring up on probably like episode 12 randomly. We'll say something, and then, you know what? I remember this one time back in my day when I met Drew Gulak, when I had to walk through the heat, and...
remember that tag team?
Hold on. I'm going to say this. James, you my witness.
See?
Bryce? Brandon.
James is my witness.
Brandon, you my witness too. When it comes time to rub elbows, Bryce, you are not invited.
Bro, you can't do that.
You gonna be sitting there. You gonna be like, I remember back in my day, Big Hersh was being a hater, and I couldn't talk to Drew Gulak.
Nah, I'm gonna tell him. Back in my day, it was a dude that was like 6'4", whatever, rubbing elbows with grown men. That's weird. I don't do those kind of things.
All right, so
indeed.
So Money in the Bank's in 2 weeks. So there's another Raw. There's another SmackDown. There are 2 SmackDowns on a Raw before a show. So I had to do math there. So are they gonna have Are they gonna have 2 more qualifying matches in a wild card match? Or
I mean, yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll probably have a last chance match.
It's crazy. I mean, they put Ricochet in that match because, to be honest, I thought he was going to be a shoe-in for Money in the Bank.
Me too.
Because it's spots. Like, you need somebody like that in a match for spots.
To me, that's a dude, literally, you could look back at his career and be like, damn, this dude was in like 8 Money in the Banks and he didn't win any of them. But he was amazing in every single one. And that's who I would think of. Ricochet, he need to be in the Money in the Bank. Not that he should win, the briefcase, but like he should be in the match. He don't make it exciting.
You do that, and go ahead.
Can we give an honorable mention to Mia Yim for that horrible rendition of the Shelton Benjamin ladder climb?
Bro, she even said she did it better than Shelton.
Boy, stop.
I'm telling you what she said. I didn't say that.
I'm going to have to go look at it.
She's whoo. Brandon, don't look at it because I don't want you hitting me up in the group chat talking about what is this travesty. Don't even look at it, Brandon.
All right.
Indeed, he's not going to.
Indeed.
Hey, bro, Indeed is that's a good segue to Forbidden Door.
Yeah, so there's nothing else from Raw. There was another Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory segment.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, you can't move past the Theory segment from Raw because of the baby oil. We got to talk about it.
There was more baby oil.
That's right. Turnabout is fair play in love and baby oil. You got to have the baby oil. You got to talk
about the title of a show.
Love and baby oil? Listen, I don't know what channel that come on or what time they're going to show that. That definitely could be a TV show. Love and baby oil. HBO Max.
This is where we can see where Vince is still
might be the name of this podcast, be honest.
But this is where we can see Vince is still writing the show. He probably sat there and was like, oh, they really liked it. And they was like what? The baby oil. Do it again. And then they all probably sat there and was like, do it again. Yeah. Just don't have it in the show this time, but I can see it now. Theory, Lashley, but just have one of them squirt each other this time before the match.
No, that's it.
Theory, baby oil Lashley, on a pole match?
Baby oil.
Can we have a baby oil on a pole match?
But listen, though, from all this, though, I'm not even going to lie. I like Theory with the little headset microphone.
Yeah.
That to me, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but like it looks right. Like it looks correct to me. Did Hersh cut a fire promo and burn his house down?
Stop. No, we're not going to give him that.
5 to find out if he can come back. We don't know. I have no clue what's happening right now, but something is going on in his house. Y'all think we should probably call 911, right? Or no?
No. We haven't gotten the text message, so it looks like we're good.
Yeah, right. I'm not even worried.
If this was ever a dysfunction episode,
facts.
This is the one.
Jesus, much wrong stuff that's happening tonight. This is crazy.
Anything else from Raw?
No, I don't. Not that I remember.
Okay. All right.
I'm not in a remembering state right now.
You two talk about AEW. Go.
Well, we got Forbidden Door Sunday. And as far as I know, they've added another match.
Nobody's watching Rampage or Dynamite, by the way. Like, they did watch Dynamite. 31,000 viewers.
Woo!
against no competition on Friday night, and they did 770,000 on Wednesday. Nobody cares about Forbidden Door.
Hey man, that's putting up Miz versus Mrs. numbers. That comes on at 11 after Raw.
Y'all see who's gonna be on there tomorrow night though, right? For some unknown reason, because he's got to tell everybody he's injured. Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. So, cook on AEW. Go.
I don't know why he's coming on there, but I do think he's got to tell the world, like, I'm going to be out a little while. And that sucks because this dude wanted New Japan Pro Wrestling. But they had a show when it was first announced called Forbidden Door where it was going to be AEW versus New Japan Pro Wrestling. But go look at the card. More and more, I feel like Thunder Rosa now has a yes. All of a sudden, Toni Storm jumped the line, and she's fighting for the title now on Sunday.
I don't understand why that's a match on the show when it's supposed to be like Forbidden Door. When that's a match you can just get with the way AEW does things. I can just get that match on Wednesdays for free.
Yeah.
Like, why put that on pay-per-view now? But it's like you couldn't find women from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Also, why is Will Ospreay
fighting Orange Cassidy? Listen to me. Listen, so when I watched Dynamite last week, I said, okay, based off of what was shown for, that's the one match that I said last week was going to be good. Was excuse me, the Dax Harwood and Will Ospreay match. Mm-hmm. I said they debuted Will Ospreay wrong that he lost that tag match, but here he should come back and get a win. It's going to be a great match. To me, that was probably a top 2, top 3 match of the week from any wrestling promotion. The match was phenomenal, but then you killed it for me in the end when you have Orange Cassidy. You got guys hit the ring, they beating down people, and Orange Cassidy come out and they stop as if this man is like Brock Lesnar or something, and like they're afraid of him. I just don't understand why. Pockets. The dude that puts his hands in his pockets, that does fake little play kicks that I do with my kid to be funny, to have fun. Why am I going to take Will Ospreay serious at this point? He lost. He had a great showing, and now he's going to fight a guy that I do not care about. I haven't seen this guy on TV, but from the spots that I've seen from him, I have no reason to have any interest in this match. With the roster that AEW has, are you telling me this is literally the best guy that you have to put against Will Ospreay? Tell me you don't want to see a Will Ospreay Hangman Page. You don't want to see Will Ospreay Adam Cole. You don't want to see a Will Ospreay Samoa Joe. A Will Ospreay Keith Lee. Will Ospreay Swerve. I could keep going. The list could keep going on with the roster that they have at their disposal. And you're telling me this is what you want me to pay $50 to see? You want to see me watch a guy with denim, with a Canadian tuxedo. I'm supposed to pay $50 for that. For a dude in a Canadian tuxedo who wears sunglasses, who thinks it's cool to be lazy. I'm supposed to care about that. I don't care about that match at all.
It
to be honest with you, there's no match on this show that I care about. I don't care about an interim world title. I'm just looking at
the card, and this...
So, Jericho Appreciation Society also got bigger.
But yes,
I don't know... Yeah.
How many times is Sammy Guevara going to leave and come back?
Yep.
I mean, he stole a job guy's tights and interfered in a match. And
so now he's back with Jericho.
Sammy, and I'm supposed to care about this.
But then what made it worse...
Come on.
If you're going to reveal it's Sammy Guevara, why would you come back, 30 minutes later and have Jericho come out and cut another promo? Like, to announce Lance Archer?
Jericho. It's Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, to me, has attached to every young talent in AEW and has sucked all the life out of them to stay relevant.
All the life out of them. Like,
this dude has literally attached himself to every up-and-comer in AEW and has sucked everything out of them to keep himself relevant.
They're going to put on the same match on Sunday to run it back like Blood and Guts on Wednesday. That makes zero sense.
So okay, why not just have Santana or Ortiz being the 6-man? What is happening with this card?
I would do Santana and Ortiz versus Jericho and Hager if you're doing blood and guts on Wednesday.
When they had the hair versus hair match with Jericho and was it Ortiz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Santana wasn't even at ringside. They had Eddie Kingston at ringside. And I'm like, this is his tag partner. Why is he not out there? If anything, put Santana and Eddie Kingston out there. Because you got all the guys from the Jericho Appreciation Society out there. And I still just want to say, I don't like the fact Chris Jericho says he's a wizard. Just after what his wife did, it feels wrong. He throws fire
absolutely.
and he's a wizard. It just feels weird saying that. But anyway.
Well, you know.
So there's a AEW All Atlantic Championship match. Somebody explain that to me, how this is supposed to be decided.
It's just a fatal 4-way. I mean, it's whatever they decide because it just makes sense. You just made a title to put on this show to find an inaugural winner that makes no sense. How did you figure out who qualifies for this match if you don't even use your own rankings?
And a random person from New Japan.
New Japan. Exactly.
Yeah, a random person.
See,
Yeah.
This card is AEW heavy in terms of talent. They found a few New Japan guys to include, but like, for what reason? In every match that I look at, I don't believe any guy from New Japan is going to win. Just like on the surface. Now, they could win in theory and make things interesting, but just on the surface of looking at it, I don't see anybody from New Japan winning a single match.
So, is the IWGP, is the New Japan Heavyweight title being defended? Does anybody know?
We're going to have to find out tomorrow because that's another thing. Hangman Page laid out a challenge 2 weeks ago, and then the guy turned around and lost the belt, and now Jay White is champion. And Hangman comes out on TV and says, well, I didn't think about that. Bro, you was the last.
That's not. That can't be real.
No, he did. He literally said, "I challenged Okada, and I didn't realize he could lose the belt."
And Jay White already said he's not fighting him or Adam Cole.
Right, I just read that. So I was like, "What?"
But even still,
we're going to get a triple threat.
But even still, Adam Cole said, "My good friend Jay White. Why would you want to fight your good friend? Why? It makes no sense." It makes no sense whatsoever. Nothing
Folks, this is the AEW Power
has been built correctly. I don't care about this show, and I'm mad I gotta pay $50 to watch it because none of this makes sense. But this to me shows if AEW had pay-per-view every single month, like the other company does, this is the type of stuff that we would get. These are the type of bills that we would get. When you look at the roster, I know they got some injuries, but looking at the roster that they have so much talent at their disposal. This is a shame. This is what they're putting on pay-per-view. I get that you got injuries, but you literally have so much talent at your disposal. This is what you're putting on pay-per-view. Where is Joe?
Yeah, is he hurt? Because he hasn't been on.
Probably
been on TV.
I have no clue where he's at. He hasn't been on TV. He literally was on the pay-per-view, lost to Adam Cole, and they showed that he got beat down after his match backstage, like that following Dynamite. He hasn't been on TV.
Oh yeah, he hurt. That's typical Joe. He hurt.
So it's like, to me, you're not using Joe. Keith Lee is stuck in a tag team that don't know if they want to be a tag team or if they want to go at each other or what. You don't really have a clear direction for Hangman. Adam Cole is hurt, but he's still on TV like he wants to wrestle. And it's just like, bro, looking at what you have available, you can put on a better product. You can build something more than what you have. But it's like I don't know if it's you're choosing not to. I don't know contractually, like what's happening with Andrade where he can't compete at the show.
Yeah.
Or, you wanted Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr., but like, you don't know if you're going to get that. To me, it's just, I don't understand.
To me, they're like 3 big matches. Like, if they're going to they've got to announce it tomorrow. And the show is Sunday.
And I mean, to me, to be honest, I don't really care about Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm. That to me is something like you can put on like a big Dynamite show if you want to name every show. You know what I mean? I don't care about that. To be honest, I want to see Jade work with somebody. I want to see Britt Baker work with somebody. I want to see some Thunder Rosa work with somebody else that's not on the AEW roster.
Like Ember Moon had the worst eclipse I've seen her do in my short time seeing her.
On Rampage?
Yes. That was bad. And I know she's a perfectionist, but that was bad.
I want to go ahead and throw a few things in. I was gonna interrupt Bryce like 4 times. I was like, nah, he's on a roll. But my smoke detector was going off a little while ago. that was more interesting than anything AEW has going on Sunday to me. That's just I had put my thing to pause and everything, but I forgot to turn the sound off, so you probably heard it.
Bro, I told the people you said you did something that set something on fire, bro.
Yeah,
maybe you cut a promo. Maybe you know what I'm saying.
You cut a better promo.
It was just that fire, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted.
You cut a better promo than Jade.
I just wanted to hop on here and.
Why is Jade out here catching strays?
I just wanted to jump on here real quick to say, I'll be leaving. I got to go attend to that. Bryce is just on a roll, so I just,
my bad. My bad,
bro.
I be frustrated so much from like what happens, and to be honest, I ain't even touched on this yet.
Look, there you go. Wait. Hold on, big boy. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I keep going.
Don't rush your load, baby. Don't. Anyway, AEW sucks. I don't watch it.
But don't go that far. Come on, man.
It sucks. I don't watch it. I wish them the best in their future endeavors. Horrible product, horrible fans.
Damn, don't go that far.
But bro, I mean, it still has. I know you got to go. It still has potential. I think it has potential.
Wrestlers.
It's outside of Tony Khan. He needs to go focus on the Jaguars. He needs to go with his dad, help that franchise actually do something because he has a job inside that franchise.
Calais Campbell with that franchise. He does like stats or something every year. He gets top pick every year.
Hold on. Go ahead and finish. Sorry. Go ahead.
This is the part of the show I wish I should do this more often. Just leave at the AEW part of the conversation, or after you guys talk about AEW, I can come in like, "Hey, what's up?" Like Dave Chappelle said, "What's up?" But I hate AEW. They got some good talent. They just don't know what they're doing. They mess it up every chance they get. I have no faith. I have no faith in them. I was gonna go to Bryce's house and watch it, but he's like, "I'm not paying $50 for that. And I'm not bringing over snacks and food. You're not watching it." So,
hey, come over. I'm still gonna order it. I mean, I gotta order it because I gotta talk about it on the show.
Oh God!
But I'm reluctant to spend $50 on that because I mean,
bro, I'm not paying for. I'm not wasting. You know how much gas is?
Gas hot.
I'm not wasting my gas to drive 20 minutes to your crib just to be disappointed. If I want that, if I want to go somewhere and be disappointed, I'll go to the bodega. Like,
and now, bro,
I the cat on the bread. The cat lives here.
If I want to watch disappointment for 3 hours, I'll watch my best friend at the bar. But go ahead.
If I wanted to watch disappointment for 3 hours, I would go back to me in high school trying to take a math test.
All right. Okay.
Peace, y'all. I'm out.
All right. Do your outro thing, and then you can go.
Nia Jax's favorite piece of candy. I am the chocolate one. Lilo's husband. Father of the. Hey, funny story on Instagram.
Mr. Indeed.
Go ahead, bro.
Funny story on Instagram. Back in when was we doing the promos?
You was doing the promos. I don't know.
When was I doing the
2020.
promos?
It was 2020, right?
Yeah. Since 2020, my Instagram has been the same. I have not changed the heading. And I had named my kids the ones. I just want to throw that out there. But Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you on episode 5. Hopefully, we don't talk about AEW. It's boring. It's
bro, we gotta talk about. We have to. We gotta talk about Forbidden Door.
When are we gonna do a live show?
I'm still not finished talking about AEW from Wednesday. I still got a lot to go on.
I'll see y'all later.
Hey, bro, I want to. All right, bro. Have a good one. I want to touch on the Christian heel turn.
Hey, hold on. Before you even get to that, because that ended the show, I got to talk about Wardlow.
Okay, you take us up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't forget. Bro, I don't know what the concept of this match was. Nobody seemed like they knew what the rules were. And you might want to
start it over the top
podcast because it's hidden again. But anyway, the Wardlow match, I ain't understand the concept of it, what the rules were. He looked like he got tired during the match from beating up so many people. And I'm just like, at this point, I don't even care about this. This dude looks like a complete goof. They had this man, probably the best homegrown talent they've had in AEW. As a guy who's never been on TV before, a guy that nobody has seen before, and this is what you're doing with him. You had him beat the top heel in your company, and this is what you're doing with him. Fighting 20 security guards on TV in a match that makes no sense. We don't know what the rules are.
He eliminated like 5 people before the bell. Right.
But it's like at one point, I think he threw some people over the top rope, and it's like they were eliminated. And then he powerbombed 5 or 6 people in a row and pinned all of them at one time, and they were all eliminated. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why don't all 20 just get on him at one time? But it's like, no, they're waiting for their spots to get in the ring. And
I would have did like 3-on-1 or 5-on-1, and then maybe have the other 15 help out. But yeah, it said, all right, it's 20 security guards. The bell rang. My man knocked at least 6 people off the apron. And they was like, yep, they're eliminated. And I was like, bro, how? Threw like 4 more people over the top rope. All right, they're eliminated. Powerbomb on top of people. Oh, yeah, they're eliminated. And then this ties into Dan Lambert somehow. Like,
and bro, that's the crazy part, the Dan Lambert part, the UFC guys. This is what I really wanted to touch on. The UFC guys that he was like, oh no, get in there and get him. Tyron Woodley, he still is like, he can move, but the other guy, I believe he was in like a car accident or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
he parked his car on like a train track or something.
Wait a minute, didn't Jake Paul sleep? Tyron
oh yeah, twice.
So it's like twice. The guy can't really move like his right side that good, his right arm and everything. And I'm like, you got Tyron Woodley, who he was jumping in like athletic. He jumped in the ring better than like most wrestlers do. Like he made it look smooth. But the other guy's like, he can barely move. Why would you use him as like a threat to beat down Wardlow? Like to me, it doesn't make sense. And then you have Wardlow cut a promo talking about we're hardworking Midwestern guys, bro. Yeah. That's not something he would say at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, none of this to me makes any sense when I watch this show. I just sat back and I'm just like, they are like literally just any credibility with this dude, just throwing it out the window. Everything they've worked on building, it's just gone at this point. I don't care about this dude. After him cutting basically a Psycho Sid promo and looking like an absolute fool last week, talking about I want to fight CM Punk, but I don't want to win a tournament that'll lead to a match with CM Punk, to then beating up 20 people, to then saying, oh no, we're hardworking guys from the Midwest. You should side with me and don't care about this millionaire guy telling you what to do. That just doesn't seem real. Like it's just, to me, it's all stupid.
TK, I say this, he should really focus on the Jaguars because all jokes aside,
figure out who they want to draft top 3 every year, baby,
and blow that too.
Sorry. Did they even mention the TNT title?
No. From what I remember, no.
But isn't that what he wanted to fight for?
It is.
Scorpio Sky held it up.
What the match was about. his match was about a lawsuit from beating up security or something from weeks ago, and that was the point. Then the Dan Lambert part, sure, yeah, he might mention it, but like he was supposed to sick guys on him to beat him up, but it's like he's not going to do that because we're hardworking guys from the Midwest. We're in this together. We're going to rise up against the millionaire guy and not do what he says. And it's like that's not who he is. That's not who his character is.
Yeah, stop talking. Like you're
right.
Go beat up. I was saying with Rousey last week. Just go beat up people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And keep the talking very limited.
I want to touch
on it for him. That was working for Wardlow, but now, nope. For whatever reason, they want this dude to cut promos and want him to say all these things. And no,
and AEW doesn't script promos.
No,
I was getting
Well, let me say this: they don't script promos, but I'm pretty sure they give you bullet points because whatever they gave him last week to explain, he did a terrible job of explaining. I don't want to fight the world champion because he's not the world champion. Even though I have an opportunity to be the interim world champion and fight the world champion. No, I want to go fight for a lower title. Help me understand this.
That was demeaning your top title. Go ahead, James.
That show just, and even the end, like, Christian turning heel is one thing, but to me, what is he going to do with Jungle Boy? Like, so, I get you're going to fight him and
y'all go ahead and touch and jump into that.
Yes, because to me, I think that's one of those like AEW long-term storytelling. To me, I got that. That's something I mentioned, I believe, episode 1 or episode 2 heading into Double or Nothing. Like, I saw Christian turning because when you think back to last year in that Battle Royal, it was down to Christian and Jungle Boy. So like, this to me, like, I remembered that, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense that he befriended this dude. He helped him basically rise to where they were at as AEW tag champs. But then he started speaking for them and putting them in weird matches and like putting their titles at stake. But the only problem I had with the whole thing with them losing the belts was that Christian did not factor into that at all.
Yeah.
It was weird to me that you put them in this match only against the Bucks to where if it was going to be a 3-way, sure, you put them in a bad situation, you can attack after. But it's like now you put them in just, one team against the other, and they ended up losing, and then you turn on them? Like, for what? What was the point of going heel and beating them up after the match? Cost them the match at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At least that way it gives them some protection.
Correct. Because I'm like, coming out of this, well, they just lost, like, pretty much clean in the ladder match. There was no, like, interference or nothing. And I'm just like, well, if that's what if that's the goal where you're going to go, why would you do that if there's no kind of interference or Christian doesn't do anything in this? To me, it just kind of, it was pointless. Like, you can have him interfere, let the Bucks win, and then you can proceed with the beatdown. But to just let them basically, like I said, lose cleanly in a ladder match, and then proceed with a beatdown, like, that to me was weird. I get why it happened. Like, it all makes sense long term. But it's like the way that it played out when it actually happened didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I said, I thought previously at Double or Nothing, that's where you go with the switch. That's where you change the belt to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
So, as far as the car goes, mentioned really don't care, but John Moxley against Tanahashi, like, again, this is a Bryce.
Okay, this is another segment to me. Again, you're building towards the Forbidden Door card. You have a guy in Moxley who is tearing this dude apart, and his opponent says nothing.
That face-off was a Moxley.
Understand here. Yeah. Why would I buy a pay-per-view? Why am I going to pay $50 to see who's going to win your world title when you have a segment that is a promo segment and the other guy says nothing? There is no build to this. I don't care about this. How do you let this man sit here and literally tear him limb from limb verbally with no kind of rebuttal? And you end the segment by them working together to stray off people. That doesn't make sense to me. That's why I said, to me, this build to me shows if they had to produce pay-per-views month over month, they would struggle. I feel like they already struggle to get 2 pay-per-views that are 3 and 4 months apart. They can build some type of interest on the card, but I have no interest in anything on this card. This match is supposed to be your main event, and you have a face-off with a guy who says nothing.
Yeah, I think that's reflective in the TV numbers.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Was this match? I know it was supposed to be originally Punk's match. Was this scheduled for the AEW title initially?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was either.
I don't believe so. I think this was.
So you didn't have to do this.
Well, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
You didn't have. You didn't have to put your title involved in this.
No.
No, but I mean, so if they wanted to have Punk do this and put the title on the line, then that to me just shows it's clear. Hey, Punk's supposed to win this. But if it's just a match, then hey, anything could happen. But I doubt, again, you want your world champion to get beat on pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
This is about to be Impact all over again. A lot of AEW guys are not going to take falls. They're going to with that partnership with Impact, geez, like it was just a Kenny Omega. It was a Kenny Omega showcase because every week he would bury somebody until it was like, all right, we're kind of tired of doing this. And like this, this is the same thing. We're going to bury New Japan Pro Wrestling, but we're not burying them. We're giving wrestling fans what they want to see, but you're really not.
The wrestling's going to be good, but okay.
And that's how I feel about this show. I'll pay $50 to watch good wrestling, but I don't care about the actual show.
I can also
There's nothing on this card that I care about. I don't care about the tag match. I don't care about the ring. Like, they're pairing Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Where did this match even come from?
And I like Minoru Suzuki.
Exactly. That's why where did this come from? Why is this a pairing? Why do I care about this? Why am I going to pay to watch this? Nothing about this show makes any sense to me. And they literally have 3 hours of television left to make people buy this.
Yeah.
Why is somebody want to pay $50 to watch a show? They better explain it in the next 3 hours of TV that they have left.
TikTok.
Because to me, this makes no sense.
Yeah, and I think they're going up against the NHL Stanley Cup Finals tomorrow. So and then potentially on Friday too. So
they are.
That number's not.
They are. You got a game 5.
Well, maybe Tony Khan would do what he did before, going up against Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals and put all the good stuff like later. So maybe Rampage will be like 3 hours, and it'll wrap it.
You don't. I don't feel like you book to that. I don't feel like
you go to McMahon. You do to McMahon. Hey, we just gonna see what happens. You have to
exactly.
If you're
your biggest show, like your biggest show of the year, you don't book around a Game 7. It's you just.
Well, I mean, they don't plan for a Game 7, but to me, just the strategy of it, and I don't think we actually touched on this, but like I don't think I've mentioned this, but like their strategy when we're going to potentially go up against a Game 7, and when it actually happened was we're going to take matches off of the buy-in, put them on the main card, and delay everything and make the show longer. Because, hey,
we didn't touch on it, but yeah.
The fights are later. In boxing, the fights are later. But, like, nobody's turning off Game 7 and paying $50 to watch, like, 3 matches. Nobody's going to do that.
Also, fair to say, that's also on Saturday nights.
Exactly.
Not Sunday nights.
Exactly.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, it don't matter to me that we have off that next Monday, or most people have off, as a holiday. That doesn't matter.
No.
I'm not staying up late on Sundays. My late nights is like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not staying up late on a Sunday to watch this.
I wash my hands in it.
There you have it. That's our forbidden door.
I'm just praying this show Sunday is not like 4 hours. I'm hoping this show Sunday is like 2.5, 3 hours.
It's not going to be, because I'm telling you,
it's going to be 3 hours minimum.
More matches to be added, and these are the guys who need 15 to 20 minute matches. So it's going to be you're going to look at minimums 3 hours. That's the minimum.
Yeah, I'm expecting, I expect 3 hours, but I'm just saying I'm not trying to be up past midnight.
I ain't gonna be up past.
You're gonna be up to midnight.
I'm gonna read it online. Not go read it on Bleacher Report because they're gonna say it's the greatest thing ever. But I'm gonna read it online and other places because I'm not staying up midnight to watch AEW.
Yeah, so that's the Forbidden Door ish preview. Nobody's really excited about it because why?
It's just like I said, coming off of Double or Nothing, and to me, unless you really watch New Japan, you don't know who these people are.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Like I said,
I almost cussed there. I don't know who these people are. They aren't introduced on TV. I don't know where. I don't think at any point at all during the AEW broadcast they mentioned, where can I see these people?
Nope.
At all.
Because New Japan has a streaming service too.
To be honest, I didn't even know this. Because again, it's never mentioned on the broadcast. Hey, if you need to watch Tanahashi's greatest matches, if you hear Hangman talk about Okada, where can you see his greatest matches? Where can you see other people like Jeff Cobb? Where can you see all of these people? That's never mentioned on the broadcast as far as I can remember. And it's again, what benefit does New Japan have working with AEW? I feel like AEW gets all this praise for working with other companies, but where are those other companies benefiting? To me, I feel like, again, Kenny Omega had that AAA title. He held that hostage. Because, he can lose the Impact title, but we don't want him to lose this AAA title yet. We got guys that work for AAA, but they can't work this New Japan show. Okay, we're working with Impact, but how are we affecting their TV numbers? We got their world title, but we're not going to show up that much.
I think we just got to break down and do it one episode, fellas. We got to do an AEW just breakdown. We got to.
Yeah.
We got to.
A special bonus episode of...
We're going to have to do a special. We're going to have to. Because it is so much. Because we haven't even... Bryce brought up a good point about Impact, that we could sit down and just break down that whole, 4 months, 5 months that they worked with Impact.
And it's crazy. I don't dislike AEW. I think they do a lot of stuff right. But I feel like it's so much that they get wrong at the same time. And I feel like their fans do not hold their show accountable like they do shows on USA and Fox. Because when the shows on USA and Fox had rosters of 150, main rosters, of 120, 130 people, and you're well, this is the best matchup we can provide. I look at the roster that's on TBS and TNT, and I say, well, is this the best that you can provide? Because these are guys I watched on other channels, guys that I watch in independents that came to shows on USA and Fox, and I'm man, they aren't being used appropriately. And they go here, and I'm man, they still, to me, aren't being used correctly.
Correct.
Yeah, you tell me seriously, if you saw Keith Lee on USA in a tag team, how excited would you be for that?
I'd be mad.
When you know this guy is a single star.
Yep.
You see Adam Cole with what he did in NXT compared to what he's doing. It doesn't even compare.
Even that small sample size we got at Survivor Series. We know what Adam Cole can do.
Yep.
I think we just got to do a special episode. Break it down AEW.
Yeah. I kind of So I think somebody suggested 2 episodes. I was like, now I kind of agree. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. So, yeah, this has been our episode 4, Kingz of Dysfunction.
So far.
So we're 4 in the hole.
Shout out Brett
Hersh had to leave us because he was having a little situation.
Hey, speaking of 4, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
no, go ahead.
You gotta check out that Ric Flair match. His last match, supposedly.
No.
Every time I do the 4, make me think about the 4 Horsemen. Gotta think about Ric Flair. You gotta watch that match because
what day is that again?
Ric Flair said if he's gonna die, it's gonna be either with a woman or in a wrestling ring.
Is that July 31st or July 30th?
It's SummerSlam weekend, whenever that is.
Yeah, no, that's July 29, 30. Because I know SummerSlam's on 30.
Uh-oh.
And they just had to move the venue for that.
Oh, they did?
Of the demand. They had to move it to a bigger venue.
I mean, I'm sure. This is Ric Flair.
No.
I mean, to be honest, like I'm really interested in seeing that too. Just because it's Ric Flair. I wonder, what can he do at 70-some years old? You know what I mean?
He said they didn't want him back in the ring. We're going to see.
For good reason they didn't want him back in the ring.
I mean, yeah, that's facts.
I mean, it's big facts.
You know, Shawn Michaels retired this dude. He want to keep going. You know, you do you. I understand you got alimony to pay and whatever else, but there's other ways of, finding those funds, bro. Go do some more Comic-Cons or sign some autographs.
Right. That's where I met Ric Flair through Comic-Con. So, yeah.
And he said you was handsome. And he was right.
He did. I appreciate that.
We got the handsome.
That's a good way to end this.
I think that's a good way to end it. We got to end on that note.
If you wasn't married, you would have all the ladies. But then how would we produce the show?
Yeah, so that's probably going to get edited.
Shout out to Go Brett Favre. Shout out number 4. Go Favre.
Hey, Brett Favre. Hey, it's me again.
Hey, bro. Hey, cut it tight.
Hey, hold on. Speaking of Brett Favre and it's me, that's what Vince probably sent the voicemail. Hey, pal, it's me again. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you think I'm annoying now? Right, bro,
so this has been episode 4, Kingz of Dysfunction. This is Blake Dela Cruz, Just Bryce, James. We'll be back at y'all next week with another episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And share it. You got to remind the people to share it. Because, I mean, obviously, if you don't share it, how are they going to see it?
Hey, share with your friends. Share with your family. Share with your coworkers. Share with everybody. And people meet on the street, just share.
That's right.
We'll be back with you. We'll be back with you good people on next week. So until then, everybody have a good week. And we'll see y'all later.
That's right. Next week, hey, I just know the show going to be awesome. But until that time,
we review Forbidden Door.
Facts. That's why I said it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So until that time, ladies and gentlemen, y'all watch the wrestling that y'all like what y'all like, support what y'all like, but definitely like this show, like this episode, subscribe, share these videos. Please leave comments below.
Yes,
if
please.
There's anything you want us to talk about that we did not cover or y'all got questions, hit us up on Twitter at the KOD Show, comment on this video, or hit us up on Instagram at Kingz with a Z __ dysfunction. Because, you know, that's what we are. The Kingz of Dysfunction. We started with 4 people this episode. We ended with 3 because of smoke alarms. I don't know what happened. I don't know who set something on fire.
We had dogs barking, smoke alarms. This has been wild.
It's been a wild episode.
He burned it. But anyway, but for real.
Yes.
Y'all support us, you know what I'm saying? Share the content, like the content, comment, please. We really appreciate it. We gonna read every comment. If y'all ask us to review something, I promise y'all we gonna do it.
Absolutely.
And if they ain't gonna do it, I promise I'm gonna do it.
And
that's the kind of man I am.
Leave feedback if you want us to change up the format, question, just anything, just comment. Whatever you got to say, just leave it in the comments.
If you want to support me getting that podcast wrong, hey.
That's right. Hey, if y'all want to see James get a new background, comment on that.
Comment on that.
We can improve. If I can fix my background, y'all let me know. If there's some merch out there that I need to buy, y'all let me know. If y'all want me to get a new T-shirt, if y'all haven't noticed, I don't wear the same T-shirt 4 weeks in a row because why? This is my gimmick shirt.
Hey, okay? Let John Laurinaitis cut the mic.
Match start with a tackle, a drop down, a hip toss, and get it at it again. This is the collar elbow. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, y'all want to see me in a new shirt? Support. Let me know what shirt y'all want to see. See, that's a good man right there. Collar elbow. Support the merch. I know they don't sponsor the show, but I am a sponsor of them. So please just support them as well. Y'all can use my promo code. I'm not going to say what the code is because, you know, that's how y'all going to find me on social media. And damn it. Matter of fact, just use promo code Lilo, okay? Lilo.
Okay.
Use that at checkout and get y'all some savings. Matter of fact, this show is sponsored by Collar and Elbow. Use promo code Lilo at checkout. Get y'all
Collar and Elbow,
savings.
we need y'all. We need y'all to sponsor us. We need y'all to sponsor us, Collar and Elbow. This will be in your DMs.
And on that note, we'll see y'all next week. This has been Kingz of Dysfunction, episode 4. Everybody have a good week and have a good night. Now trying to tell her, got me, bitch, back on again. I'm just chilling with my dog.